Hey Real Life, I'm Zach Tate.
And I'm Lauren Paige Tate.
And we have been coming to Real Life since November of 2012.
Zach and I met when I was 17 and he was 19, and we weren't living the appropriate lifestyle that we should have been living. And we ended up having a child when I was 18, and I think he had turned 20. And it was just a really hard situation being that young and having a child and him still being in college, and really didn't see any positive thing coming from it. And now here we are. We've been together for 5 years and have a almost 6-year-old and a 1-year-old.
First time that we came here in Real Life, and you talked me into coming, but we came, and the first time we came, I remember I had that tingly feeling and stuff, and I was like, this is crazy. I was like, this is where we need to be. And then ever since then, it's just been slowly building. And we used to pray. I used to pray for more friends and have better influences, because coming up, I have not had that necessarily. I have not had very many people support me and
Uplifting relationships.
Exactly. Now I found that, and it's been awesome. And then God has put people in our lives in the last year or so. It's been awesome. And I feel like my Christian walk really started probably about a year ago.
We're really in a tough part of our marriage. Probably about 8 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago, I remember talking to Amanda at the church and just telling her, I'm done, I'm ready to just be done. And I really can't do this anymore. And what she told me was just that, I need to ask God to work in me and not be the nagging wife that is always like, we need to go to church, or we need to do this, you're not doing this, and look at myself. And when I started doing that, I had this revelation where all my prayers that I had asked God, he kind of was like, hello, I've answered all your deep desires that you've had for your marriage. And all the while I was changing in me, and it wasn't even a conversation between me and you. We just started doing it separately and started working on our relationship with God separately, and therefore it made our marriage just get better and everything get better.
And I thought about this the other day, everything that we've prayed for over the last probably 3 years or so. Thinking back on it, pretty much everything God has given us a window that's made, what we pray for has happened for the most part, everything.
Everything.
From us.
Our relationship.
Our relationship from us 2 or 3 years ago being so upset financially, I remember being so distraught because we had no money and no way to pay bills, and just praying God, just give us something, something work out to where we don't have to do this every month. The very first time we really tithed for real, we were dead broke, and I tithed, and we had a bill coming up, and I was stressing, had no clue how we were gonna pay it. And then randomly we got a check in the mail, and I still don't know who it came from. And just so happened to be the exact amount that bill was for, and it was just crazy. It blew my mind.
Our marriage isn't perfect. We still get in fights, and we still have bad days, but it's not over. That still can, it's still gonna work out, and there's bumps along the road, but God is there, and we put him first in our relationship now. And it makes it, it's just completely different knowing that his hand is in charge of our marriage, and it's not me and you trying to work this out. He's gonna be with us through the whole thing.
I'd always said, once I got out of high school, I was I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna help with the youth, and I'm gonna do other stuff. And then through the church, God's let us, both of us
do that together.
And it's awesome, and I love it. And I think it's awesome also that Grayson, our children love coming to church. He has never, put on a pitched a fit about having him come. And I think that's awesome. I think we're building a good foundation for him at a young age, you know.
Since we've been going to church regularly and gotten involved in church and got to real life and met friends and people to keep us accountable, I feel like we have a good foundation now.
God's been building something, you know, building us up, getting us to where we are now. And, you know, there's been so much change going on in our lives that it's going to be crazy to see what God has in store for us.